Ty Bart Simpson steps up. You would have thought this game was drawn up by Matt Groening, not to be a homer, because I'm not. I'm not even an Alabama fan. You see what I did there? Threw a few Yellow Men reference in there. That was a great show. Simpsons, you ever heard of it? Should this ball have been thrown right here? That's probably not getting the job done. So Simpson says, look, it's a rush 3, drop 8. Let me buy some extra time here. Kedrick Falk thought that Simpson threw this football, so he leaves his landmark here after Caden Proctor was able to fall down. So it gives Simpson enough time to roll out and find somebody open here on the 3rd and 3. Boom. Good stuff. So a few times I have lightly compared Ty Simpson to that of the freaking GOAT. And there are some Burrow-esque kinds of plays. And in this game, this kind of reminded me of Joe Burrow versus Texas A&M on rivalry week, ironically, I believe. And Joe had a lot of QB sweeps, right, in that game. And obviously they weren't able to win it. But Simpson's ability to run was something in this game. It was a huge part of what Alabama was able to accomplish here in the Iron Bowl. So now Simpson is racing. I am glad he's able to beat a 300-pound nose tackle in a foot race, but a nice gain right there. All right, we get to 3rd and 4. We get to Ty Simpson's first touchdown pass of the game, and Alabama gets a little lucky. Okay, they run a zero-ish look. One guy does back out, but this is essentially zero on the back end, which means there's no deep safeties at all. Okay, and there's an unblocked A-gap pressure. All right, so if it is a crowded line of scrimmage, if you're Alabama, you want to make sure you block inside out, and if there's a guy left unblocked, you want it to be an edge man. But this protection is set for the A-gap player to be untouched. Okay. You get a little unlucky that he trips basically on his own guy. If he doesn't trip, this is probably a sack, and it was a really good defensive call because, look, everything here is covered. So what does Ty Simpson elect to do? Well, he's able to back up, back up, back up. He feels that 17 has fallen down to the ground. And obviously when you're playing zero, we never really want a quarterback to back up unless it's an all-out blitz because you know it's man coverage. And if you're running a deep crosser, you're giving this guy more time to separate. Okay, this is truly a ridiculous play right here by Simpson. He throws it up into the air, and he gives Isaiah Horton a chance to make an amazing catch. Boom. Right, football is a game of momentum, and I'm not talking about, hey, Alabama has all the momentum. They're about to be up by 17. I'm talking about getting guys in a running start. So you bring in a heavy set here, 2 extra beefy tight ends. Remember, you don't have Cuevas in this game, so a lot of young tight ends stepped up. Ty Simpson talked about that in the post-game interview. And you'll see that Auburn actually has the defense that they want set. It's just 9 is flat-footed, and you're able to give Horton a running start to run past 9, and he underestimates the speed of Horton, and all Ty needs to do is just float this football right in the direction of the pylon, and that is exactly what he does. It's an easy touchdown. So pass protection from the running backs is not just an Alabama problem. Tennessee had a tough game versus Vanderbilt, and obviously for the QB1 of the SEC, it's either Simpson, Pavia, or maybe Arch Manning, but still 26 misses the block here. And if you want to see my Pavia film study where he's making guys miss like this as well, you can see it for yourself. And, well, 17 is a ridiculously fast linebacker. Simpson is able to get off Atkins and, well, try to turn this into something. Takes a big shot here while he throws his football up into the air at the end of the half, and he gets lucky that there's nobody home. Okay, let's go to this 3rd and 6, and this time you get a 3rd level pressure. Okay, a safety is blitzing from all the way from Daphne, Alabama, and in those instances, you are oftentimes the QB responsible for someone coming from that far out. Okay, so Ty knows it's man coverage to the back end, and versus man, we want to work this deep over right here, and that is exactly what Simpson sees while taking a big, big, big shot boom, first down. Good throw, good catch. Okay, this is some really elaborate QB player here from Simpson. He sees the pressure, and then you'll see right here he has a little peek to see if there's someone, twirling the hula hoop or running around the hula hoop, if you will, around the edge. And now Simpson, 47 wanted a hold. Could it have been one? Maybe so. But once again, Simpson's making plays with his legs. He's able to do just that, cut up field and pick up a first down. Alabama's tight ends in this game did a really, really, really good job block. 3rd and 4, and this becomes a tricky situation for the play side guard to the field. Okay, this is a wide 3 technique right here. You're rarely going up against a 3 tech this wide. In fact, it's all the way to the offensive tackle. So this is not a 3 tech. So this is a more of an offensive tackle type of pass set, and he also has to be worried about this guy blitzing, which he already has done. So this makes 71 late to block the DT, and there is a lot of pressure. Okay, so Simpson throws this bad boy up to Jeremy Bernard. Obviously, in this spot with the DB playing off, we would prefer it to be over here, but the ball gets thrown upfield, and it gets swatted down. Really good stuff. All right, so you get the pick, and you have a chance here. Field goal could put this away, and guess what? Xavier Atkins. He's probably going to be all SEC. He's probably the best do-it-all speed linebacker in the SEC, and you're just not going to run away from him all game. Ridiculously good play right there from 1-7. All right, it's amazing how good Ty Simpson was on this final drive. So Auburn elects to bring everyone. I like the decision to bring everyone here. I could get into a few different reasons as to why. The blitz pickup is absolutely perfect. And, Simpson drops way far back, still able to get enough torque on this ball to Bernard, and boom. Okay, this ends up being a really good tackle right here by number 4, Lee. All right, so let's go ahead and skip to the 4th and 2 play. And why, even as an aggressive 4th down decision maker myself, I just simply do not like going for it here on 4th and 2, especially if you only have one timeout left. I'm probably kicking this, but still, this is just a ridiculous call. Okay, so Auburn just blows this assignment. Okay, it's tough to really know whose fault this was, but there's a few things about Simpson on this play that I do like a whole heck of a lot. You have 4/3 right here. It doesn't matter exactly how you want to play this 4/3, but everything just needs to get sorted out. And what makes this pretty impressive from Alabama's vantage point is that you're able to get somebody open versus a rush 3, drop 8. So there was more coverage guys than you normally have to deal with in this spot. And, well, this ends up being man coverage, and 23 has the toughest assignment where he's got to run through all this traffic to stick with Horton, and Horton is able to cut through all that traffic, and Simpson starts off looking to the right and works back to the left, okay? And after looking right, Simpson looks left. He sees that Horton has, a head of steam versus a flat-footed safety, and Ty throws it right where only Horton could get it. Boom. Okay? It's that close to being deflected, and there you go. So should Ty Simpson actually still get some Heisman love? Chicken.